How your soul handles trauma is probably one of the most interesting things that I have ever come across. And most people that I talk about this to are just shocked. They're like, no way. I cannot believe that happens. I'll be talking to clients and I'll be like, are you tired? And they're like, yeah. But I don't know why. And what we don't realize is that when we incarnate, only about 80% of our soul comes with us into this lifetime. So 20% stays in the in between. So you're only coming to this lifetime with 80% of your soul, 80% of your energy. That's important because whenever there is a significant trauma, and by significant, I mean there's an event and there's a negative emotion attached to it, that's significant. That's a trauma. So it doesn't have to be a big event. It just has to be a negative emotion and an event. That's significant trauma. Whenever that happens, your soul wants to protect you. And so what it does is it takes some of that trauma and it takes off with it. It goes somewhere else. It's also been talked about that in the lives in betweens, our soul helps other souls. If I'm going to help you in one of your incarnations, a little piece of my soul has to go to help you while I'm still on my journey. That's even less of my soul in my body. That's even less energy that I have. So say that you've had 10 lifetimes where you suffered trauma and you've decided that you're going to keep that trauma until you learn the lesson that you were supposed to learn in that lifetime. So you're going to give that lesson to the next lifetime. Well, the sucky part is you don't know what that lesson that you're supposed to be learning is. If in those 10 lifetimes, 10 pieces of your soul take off with pieces of trauma, you have even less of your soul and less of your energy. How hard is that to live? No wonder you're fatigued. So what I do with clients is we do soul retrieval. So when we unpack a trauma from a past life or from an earlier time in your life, we retrieve that part of your soul that took the trauma and left. Because we could unpack the trauma and you'll feel fine. But unless we bring back that piece of soul, you're not going to have more complete soul and you're not going to have more energy. That's why many of my clients afterwards, they say, quote unquote, I feel more energized. I feel lighter. I feel like there's more of me. I feel more whole because you're bringing your soul back to the rest of your soul. It's important in any work that you do that you retrieve pieces of soul that have fragmented off to protect you. So don't think that, my soul left me because bad things were happening. It's doing it to protect you. But it also has to be called back to you, and not just called back to you and brought into your body, because there's residue on that soul of that trauma. So you have to clean that soul piece off. So energetically, you have to make sure that it's like it was before it left. Then when you bring that back into your soul, you will feel it. People, wherever it needs to go is where it goes. And when we do that, we feel more whole, we feel lighter, we feel more energized.